Today, I'm going to share with you how to walk up to a machine and connect to the network with your laptop. The first question I have for you is, can a can this particular processor have two IP addresses that are exactly the same? That we're going to answer today, and I think you're going to be surprised at what the answer is. Okay, so first things first, we pull up our Studio 5000. We're going to open it, and then we're going to connect to this particular processor, which I don't happen to have, but we're simulating it. We're going to connect to a processor. So I don't have the program. Let's assume that you don't have the program, right? So I may walk up and I may say, hey, let me import this, put it on my desktop, and let's just call this a test program, right? And we're going to open it. We don't have one. Can't save it either. That's interesting. So, well, Paul, how do I solve this problem? I can't import from the processor, right? I don't want to create a new project, do I? What about an existing project? Can we upload from that? How do we connect to this? So I'm going to look at a couple of these different solutions for you, right? So I can't open anything. There's nothing for me to open, right? Because I don't have the program, right? So let's try this. Let's test this out. Let me share this with you. I can't. There's no file to open, right? All right, so how are we going to do this? Can we create a new project? Well, let's check it out. We in our processor, not in the one that you see in the picture, but in the processor that this is going to connect to, we do have a processor right there. We could call that our test project, right? All right, so if we go do that, we create a new processor. Okay, we don't know how many, we don't know what vision is, we don't know how many I mean, I guess we could count the modules, but we don't know any of this, right? So how am I going to do this? Well, we're gonna talk about that. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is create some scenarios that you're going to walk through and some questions that you're going to have about how to solve this problem. In the end, we're going to come up with a solution for it. But I want you to look at several things in the way that a new person normally would, right? So, okay, so I got a new project. It's not the one that's in the PLC. So doesn't that don't make sense, does it? That don't make sense, Paul. Well, let's look at this. How do I find out what the IP address is? So I have a project open. It's not the right project, but I'm going to try and find a way to connect, right? This is what a new person would normally do. So let's look at this. Right at the top here in our scrolling screens, we would see that there is an IP address that scrolls across the top. Okay, so let's say we wanted to connect it as a Logic 55 L7SP. In our particular case, what we have is a different processor. The processor I am going to connect to and we're going to upload from is actually a 1769 L18 ER BB1B. Now, this processor will not have a scrolling screen because it's a compact logic. This processor here, this series, this setup here, is compact logics. But let's go ahead and take a look. I think the solution might be in here somewhere. So, all right, let's take a look. Now I want to upload, but I don't have the project. I want to open the project. So can I go online? Can I upload? I definitely don't want to download because it's got a project in it. So can I go online? Will it just open up an online project? Let's try that. Okay, well, we can't do that, right? First thing we need to do is we need to get the IP address set, right? So we're going to go to IP drivers. We're going to configure a driver. We're going to put in our IP address. Now we have an IP address. All right, so let's rs who, and we're going to have our IP address right there. Okay, so we have our project. We know there's a project in the PLC, but we don't have a copy of it, so we can't go online, right? Or can we? Can we go online? That's the question. Can we go online? Okay. Let's see, can it find it? So we have the IP address set for RS links, right? So we can see it. RS link sees that processor. So we have the right IP network. Okay, now I can upload, download, go online. Okay, so what we can do is upload to our laptop, right? All right, so when it comes to, well, let's finish this out here. So connected controllers, the same controller. The project name is different, right? Controller type, path, there's a lot of similarity here because I've set that project up somewhat close to it, right? So I can go ahead and select the file. Oh, I don't have a file to select. But look what the software did. It put the name, which is not test project, but project 43 in the file name. But I don't have a save or upload. I have a select. Okay, I'm gonna put it on my desktop. So I'm gonna go ahead and select that and hope. I don't know what it's gonna do. I don't have anything to select. So what is it going to do? Let's check this out. I think you'll be surprised. Oh, create project file and upload. So that's what's going to happen here. You're going to walk up to a processor and you're going to look for the IP address, or you're going to be told what it is. You're going to configure your RS Links driver for that IP address. Okay, you're going to create that. And you're going to open up just the test files, all you really need, right? All right, there's my project 43. We're going to open this up, main routine, and this is what's in the processor. How do I know? Because I'm online with it, right there. I'm in run mode, I'm online. I connected to the processor, I did not have the program. What I did find out was the IP address, and that's what I needed, okay, for me to be able to do that. Now, real important that you can walk up to a processor, in this particular case, compact logics or even a control logics, and connect to it. That is a very important skill. Okay, be surprised how many times I've run into people who do not know how to do this particular step. So again, you're going to create just a base project, right? You're going to go ahead and upload that, right? And save. It's going to say select instead of save. But as soon as you see that online project name, go in that file, go ahead and hit select, and then it's going to give you the opportunity to save that file. As soon as you do, you'll be able to go online. All right? So that's the lesson. All right, now back to the question. Can I have two IP addresses that are exactly the same on this backplane? And the answer to that is yes. Okay. In this configuration, you can have two, and there are two exact same IP addresses because they're not on the same network. So this one here, the 1756.81 ES, went to a totally separate network. It was isolated from anything over here. Okay, now they do share the same backplane, right? The 1755 L7SP 5572, this setup, this configuration here, went to a separate network that included the 756 EN2Ts. Okay, so this one was on a separate network. They do share the same backplane. The reason you want the same backplane in this particular case is that you can connect to either of them, either the networks, um, by connecting into the backplane. And we'll have another lesson on that later, right? But you can have two exact same IP addresses on the same backplane of a control logics. Okay. All right. I hope that helps you. We'll get more into that later. Talk to you soon. Bye.